Hey guys, it's Michael. Today is Tuesday, June 9th, 2020, and there is a lot going on in the world today. In today's video, we're going to go over new surges of the virus popping up around the world, how the Fed and central banks are working to help stimulate the economy, state and local governments, and they're releasing stimulus packages, how to figure out if your local state government is passing a stimulus package and if you can get a payment, and finally we're going to go over stock market news and two companies that you should be keeping an eye out for. I'm going to link down all of the timestamps in the description for whatever you'd like to check out. But before we get started, I wanted to announce that we're doing a $50 free stock giveaway. All you need to do to be eligible is like the video down below, be subscribed to my channel, and comment down below the 3 stocks I mentioned in today's video. I'm going to say stock number 1 is this, stock number 2 is this, and stock number 3 is that. I'm going to announce the winner in one of my videos tomorrow, and if you don't want to wait until tomorrow, you can go ahead and get 2 free stocks right now valued up to $1,400 when you sign up for the Webull investing app. Anyways, let's jump right into it and let's go over key economic news. The World Health Organization is warning countries around the world of new cases popping up as developing nations are seeing surges in the number of cases. Officials in Europe, the United States, and other wealthy countries are reopening their economies as infection rates start to slow down. However, the pandemic is worsening in a lot of other areas around the world right now, and the global peak of the number of viruses is still months and months away from right now. South Africa, for example, whose caseload is nearly 51,000 cases total, has recorded more than half of its total cases within the last 2 weeks alone. So this will be something to keep an eye out for moving forward in countries around the world, especially with traveling as well. The World Health Organization officials said on Monday, from the data we have right now, it seems that it would be rare for an asymptomatic person, a person who doesn't show the signs of having the virus, to actually transmit the virus to another person. A lot of people were worried that since a lot of people with the virus were asymptomatic and didn't show the signs or the symptoms of having the virus, that it would be very hard to track and it would be even more likely to start spreading. However, according to the World Health Organization and officials there, they're saying that virus patients without symptoms aren't the ones who are driving the spread of the virus. And these health officials are explaining how governments' responses should focus on detecting and isolated infected people with symptoms, because these are the people who are driving the spread of the infection right now. Moving on, central bankers are starting to experiment more as efforts to rescue the economy continue. Faced with a crisis that we have never seen before, central bankers have gone beyond what the monetary authorities did even during the worst times during the 2008 and 2009 financial crisis. Central bankers entered the crisis with a very low interest rate in earlier this year, so there wasn't much they could do. So that means that they have had to experiment and try and be creative with how they can help the economy. And with interest rates basically already at zero and they're not going to be going negative, experimentation on how they can help the economy in creative ways may prove even more crucial in the next coming months and even years as we try to prevent long-term damage from the virus. And then the last point before we get into the second stimulus package is that world leaders won't gather at the UN in New York for the annual debate. The president of the United Nations General Assembly, he said on Monday that world leaders would not come to New York for their annual gathering in September, and this is the first time that this will happen, that they won't meet in person for this annual meeting in the 75-year history of the UN. He hopes to announce in the next 2 weeks how the 193 heads of state and government and world leaders will plan on meeting, if it'll be over a conference call or how they will exactly do this meeting. The President of the United Nations General Assembly explained how world leaders cannot come to New York because they simply cannot come as individuals. He said world leaders simply cannot come alone to New York. Whenever a president of a nation travels, they always bring large delegations with them and they simply can't travel by themselves. Now let's get into the second stimulus package, and then after that we're going to get into stock market news and 2 stocks that have made everyone in my investors group a lot of money within the last couple of days, and other stocks that you should keep an eye out for. So the Federal Reserve is expected to meet tomorrow on Wednesday to discuss their stimulus plan and what they can do to help boost the economy moving forward. So keep you updated on what their stimulus plan is. They're expected to announce forward guidance and what they're going to be doing with interest rates moving forward. Next up is that we are seeing some state and local governments begin to offer financial assistance and direct stimulus payments to their residents. In the CARES Act and the first stimulus package that was passed, there was billions of dollars that was sent to state and local governments. And in this package, there was something called a virus relief fund that allowed governments to spend the money on a long list of items for their residents. And some of this includes direct stimulus payments for their residents. So when a state or local government offers a stimulus package and they decide to do one, it's not going to be heavily publicized. So in order to figure out if your local or state government has some sort of direct stimulus payments, what you'll need to do is the best way to find out is to do a little bit of research on your own online and look up how your local or state government is planning to spend the money they received as part of the CARES Act. Because each state and local government is going to be different. For example, if you live in Orange County, Florida, they have a $1,000 stimulus payment per household. So you just have to look at what area you live in, what your local government is saying, because a lot of state and local governments have implemented their own direct stimulus payments of their own. So just make sure to look that up and be sure to leave down in the comments below if you figure out that your state and local government has a stimulus package. I keep seeing a lot of comments asking when we will get the official second stimulus package. When will it be passed? When will you get your money? So members of the Senate GOP leadership said on Monday that they do not expect to be able to pass another virus relief bill until after the July 4th recess, until mid to late July is what they said. And after the July 4th recess, they have 2 weeks off, so the Senate will not meet until July 20th. According to the Senate and to the White House, they want to wait until more data has been released so they can better see how the first stimulus package, how all of that money was actually used. I've mentioned this a couple of times, but there's a couple of new pieces of information that came out yesterday. According to Senator John Thune, he told reporters yesterday that he expects the so-called Phase 4 bill to pass in July, but not before the break, given the other items that the Senate is currently discussing right now. And then also Senator Roy Blunt, another member of the GOP leadership, he expected that the timing of the next package would be the end of July. He says that that's my sense of when we will have all of the information we need to put together the second stimulus package. So this is good news and it's bad news. The good news is that the House Democrats, the Republicans in the Senate, and the President are all saying we're going to have a second stimulus package. We don't know if it's going to have direct stimulus payments, but it is very likely that it will. But the bad news is that it won't happen until after the July 4th recess, which is going to be July 20th. They get 2 weeks off for that July 4th recess. So it's good news and it's bad news. Now let's get into the stock market news. If you're interested in the stock market and making money, then be sure to check out our Power of Finance Investors group. The link is in the description. Our stocks for this week that I announced in the Power of Finance Investors group are up over 97% just this week, so just from yesterday alone. So if you're interested in investing, be sure to check that out. A company I went over in yesterday's video called New Bill Proposed. Do this. I go over a new bill that was proposed by the House Democrats, and I talk about how it impacts one specific stock in general. A company I went over in that video is called Digital Ally, and the stock ticker symbol is DGLY. And what Digital Ally does is it manufactures and markets advanced video recording products and other critical safety products for law enforcement. So this is huge because in this bill that they are currently talking about, it would require every single police officer and every single police vehicle to have a camera. And this is one of the main companies that works in making cameras for law enforcement agencies. So just keep an eye out on what goes on with this bill and keep an eye out on this stock because it was up over 97% yesterday. So as this Justice in Policing Act for 2020 continues to gain more support, and if it passes, well then this could be a huge play moving forward. So just keep an eye out on what happens with this bill. I'll keep you guys updated on any new information that comes out with this because if it does pass, it could cause this stock to skyrocket. And then the second stock I want to talk about is a company called Slack, and the stock ticker symbol is WORK. And what this company does is it essentially is for business communication. So it's essentially a messaging app and a messaging platform for businesses to allow them to communicate with their teams. So since everyone's been working home remotely, it was expected that this company would see a huge increase in their revenue. And when the company announced earnings last week on Thursday, they had a 50% year-over-year increase in earnings, which is really, really good. However, analysts thought that they would increase even more because of all of this push to work from home and remote working. So a lot of people were expecting that it would have increased even more. So in the last couple of days since they released their earnings, this company is down 15%. So right now it could be a good opportunity to get in. So just keep an eye out on what happens with this, because it was down 15% since Thursday, even though it is up 50% year over year for revenue. So just keep an eye out for this, because it could have been an overreaction, a lot of people selling off. So anyways, if you guys like more stock recommendations, more stock market videos, be sure to comment that down below. Let me know that you made it this far in the video. Now I'm going to go over the 3 stocks you need to enter to be eligible for the giveaway. We're going to make this really easy. The first stock is going to be Digital Ally, which I went over in this video. The stock ticker symbol is DGLY. The second stock to enter the giveaway is Slack, which I also went over, and the stock ticker symbol is WORK. And then the third stock is going to be Home Depot, and the stock ticker symbol is HD. So be sure to comment down below those 3 stocks, like the video, and be subscribed to my channel, and I'll be announcing the winner in one of my videos tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to get your 2 free stocks valued up to $1,400 when you sign up for the Webull investing app. Get $5 when you download the Acorns investing app. Thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to like the video down below, leave a comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.